Hey guys, it's Lou. We had some technical difficulties with this episode, but the audio's all there. The video might cut out. Don't be alarmed. You don't have a virus.
Hey, everybody, welcome back. It's the Age Gap Podcast, where, as always,
The more things change,
the more they stay the same, baby.
Yeah.
And we have a tremendous show for you tonight. Lou, why don't you intro our lovely guest and topic, please?
I think that might be the first time anyone's ever referred to
Yeah,
him
I
as
wish I
lovely.
could take back lovely. Friendly.
Lovely.
Maybe I meant to go with friendly. But
Passable. No, I'm just kidding. No, this is my boy Baca. He's a producer, show producer, LA local, LA native. You from the Valley or LA?
I'm from the Valley. I'm from
Yeah.
Pacoima, California.
Fuck
And I
yeah.
also want to say a lot of women call me lovely as well.
Hey, all right.
A lot of older women, which is my demographic, they call me lovely.
That's what's up.
You're a lovely young man, and then it leads to something.
back in the day, you used to have to say no homo, but
No
I guess
homo.
that, like
now you say no Diddy. You know
No
what I'm saying?
Diddy.
No
Oh,
Diddy.
right.
Oh yeah, you say no Diddy because Diddy's into the homo stuff.
Age Gap vocab.
Did you guys see? I don't want to get off topic this quick. Did you guys see the video of Diddy?
Oh, we get off topic like instantly.
They just
Don't
released
worry.
about 6 hours ago a video of Diddy assaulting Casey at a hotel.
Oh,
Did you see
yeah,
it?
yeah, I
He's
saw
running
that.
around with the towel around his waist. Yeah, he's done.
Yeah,
so.
that's it.
Diddy's done. That's it.
He's
Game
cooked.
over, man.
Okay, we're gonna get back to the topic. What's the topic, Lou, for today?
Oh, sorry. Yeah. we went right off before we got on. So today's topic is hustles.
Hustles.
Hustling.
Okay, so Diddy been working a hustle. We can kind of pair that in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's his hustle.
Yeah, Diddy's been hustling a lot of things according to the feds.
Right.
Underage women, things like that. I heard the feds invaded his house because he had a lot of tapes on important people and they wanted to clear those tapes.
They tried
out.
to Epstein.
They had the Epstein it, yep.
They had the
Said he's
Epstein
the
on
next
them.
one up, man.
Damn.
What shocks me most when these celebs get popped
Mm-hmm.
is like nobody saw this coming.
Yeah.
Nobody knew. Diddy was it?
Right.
You're hanging out with Justin Bieber.
Right. Oh, you saw that video?
Yeah. I'm
Hey,
like,
he's mine for the day.
Yeah.
That shit was.
Well, he's like, hey, Playboy, you ain't called me in a long time. We ain't hang out. And you could tell Justin Bieber's clearly uncomfortable. He's like, I've been busy. But what they don't talk about is Diddy was 40 at the time and Justin Bieber was 15, which is
Yeah.
weird. Anybody over the age, listen, anyone that's hanging out with 15-year-old kids and you could drink, it's strange.
Right,
I
right.
think, and that should have been a red flag, but people looked the other way, man.
Yeah. Bieber should have been hanging out with Pikachu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That should have been
Facts.
like rolling with him. And who was the other one? Was it Usher or somebody else said like I was like 14 years old and like
Wrestling on the bed for
yeah,
the
yeah.
cornflakes?
Who was that dude?
That was Usher.
That was,
And Kevin Hart was like, hey, hold on. Wait a minute. Let's wait a second.
You saw the Tom Brady roast. He said, "Hey, that's your boy, Kev. That's your boy, Kev." Yeah, it's kind of tough to get up from that, man.
Yeah,
but I
facts.
appreciate you guys having me, man. I'm super excited. You guys have a beautiful podcast.
Thanks, buddy.
Studio here, man. Beautiful,
Thank you.
beautiful spot.
Thanks for coming, man.
No, thanks for having me. I appreciate it. I love talking about myself. It's great. It's my favorite topic.
Right. Right.
So we got two West Coast cats. Yo, so Lou or Baca, you take it. What was your first hustle?
We'll give
what
it to
was your
Baca
first
first.
grind?
So my first ever hustle, I was in 6th grade. You would order XXL magazines, the Source magazines, Slam magazines, and in the middle they would have a little paper that you could get 6 CDs for 1 penny.
Right.
So I had a subscription to all those magazines.
Hell
so every
yeah.
month I was getting about 25 CDs.
Hell yeah.
Didn't pay for nothing. Do you know the name of the company? I'll look it up. But yeah.
King? I remember
No.
King magazine.
Oh, I was talking about the name of the CD
the
company.
CD.
But it is strange that you do know what King magazine is. You have a thing for the sisters, right?
No, I told you I was a rapper.
There you go.
And I used to work across the street from the Source magazine. So
Awesome.
I used to see all the guys. Tretch from Naughty by
out to
Nature.
Still didn't answer the question.
Yeah.
How you
That has nothing to do with,
discovered
that's
King.
great, but it
Oh,
has nothing to do with
dated
King
the
magazine.
I love the sisters. The brothers didn't love me loving the sisters.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They were like, I saw those size 13 Timberlands, and I was like, nah, I don't want that up my.
Compared to your size 6 Adidas.
Yeah, right.
Hey,
Size
man.
7 men's on.
I hear it, man. So
And they would hate it, and she'd be like, "This is my gay friend."
Yeah.
and I was like, "Damn."
She realized you didn't have good credit. She's like, what am I doing here, bro? What
wasting
am I
my
doing?
time.
No, she didn't want me to get my ass kicked, so she'd be like, "Yo, this is my gay."
So did you go out with a sister while you lived in New York?
Yeah, for sure.
So where does she live?
She lived in Queens.
She lived in Queens.
I thought you meant real address.
No. So she lived in
Queens.
Queens.
She lived in
Did she
Queens.
live in a project building, apartment building?
She lived in a project, and she had separate parents. But she looked like. Do you remember the R&B singer Monica?
I do remember Monica.
She looked just like Monica. She was
That's awesome,
fly as hell, and she had the booty, everything.
So
All right,
I hold on.
hustle,
I say I asked that because was there a time where you had to walk up to a project building and there was 20 guys in front? Because there's been times where I go to a woman's
And you had to act all wild.
building.
Like,
Yeah. There's times where I go to meet up a woman at Jordan Down Projects at 2 a.m. and there's 20 guys outside.
Hell nah,
and
bro.
I act like I'm deaf. So
I would act crazy like I was on drugs.
yeah. That's where you get away with it.
Oh, yeah, crazy white boy. Hey, leave him
You
alone.
guys
Leave him
taking
alone.
notes out there, kids?
He'll stab you.
Act like you're on drugs. Get away with anything.
He's either on drugs, looking to score,
Yeah.
or he's a cop.
Ah,
There's no
leave him alone.
other reason
Leave him
for
alone.
this guy to be in this
Hilarious.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Man.
For me, I always had to hit him with the, I'm a good guy, you know,
Yeah.
so don't beat me up because then
No.
you'll be on the news.
I take my shirt off and just
Yeah.
start like
I
sweating.
hit him with the top of the morning.
No,
Top of the
I
morning.
learned this
too.
when I was young. Somebody says, "Hey, what's up, man? Where you from?" You say, "Hey, man, I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. I believe He died for my sins." And then
from heaven,
99.9% of the time, they'll be like, "All right, go. I respect
All
that.
right,
Bro. I
yeah,
respect
that's
that,
what's
bro. They
up,
ain't gonna
that's
bang
what's
me." And then you hit them with a, "God bless you, bro. Be safe out here." Like, "Oh, childless homes. I appreciate that. I appreciate that."
Those
Yeah,
were the first Spanish words I learned because we had like mad Puerto Ricans in here. So I was like, Niño de Cristo. Niño de Cristo.
That's hilarious.
They were like,
That's awesome.
yeah, whatever.
Nah, the stairwell. That's where they are. That's
The stairwell.
That's
100%.
the stairwell is where they get
The
you,
stairwell.
bro.
Absolutely, man.
I've been in a few stairwells in my day.
Hey, whatever you and your boyfriend do is none of our business.
Yeah, hey, no Diddy,
No
bro.
Diddy, no Diddy, no
Diddy.
Diddy. But so I would get those CDs. I would have 25 of them coming to my house at
This
once.
show was crazy.
I had 25 of them coming to my house at once. My mom had no idea what was going on. I would listen to a CD for a week, get sick of it, and I would take all these CDs to school and I would sell them for $20 each.
That's
Damn.
So
beautiful.
everybody knew I was the guy with the CDs. Whatever you want, holla at Baca.
And
he has
they
it.
sent you good CDs because
Oh,
I
great
remember
CDs,
back
man.
in the day they had those, but it would be like you're at the mercy of whatever they send you. You know?
No,
what I mean?
man. By the time I was hustling, I was in 6th grade. And how old are you when you're in 6th grade? 11?
12 or
Yeah,
11.
12.
11,
So
12.
say it's
for
two-
me 13 probably.
Yeah. It's 2002.
Lou's like, I haven't graduated yet.
Yeah.
I'm still working on it.
Billy
Well,
Madison.
don't side your kid. I technically do not have a middle school diploma. The only reason I went to high school is because the middle school was sick of my shit and they just sent me up the street.
Hey, me and
Yeah.
you, we the same, bro.
Come
We
on,
the
baby,
same.
we out here.
Yeah,
well,
we-
yeah, for me, it's funny. For you, it's a disappointment. Cause
Right.
You're Asian, correct?
No.
Okay, well, then never mind. We're the same.
Yeah, we the same.
We talked about this on my podcast.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah,
you were
you keep
Asian.
forgetting.
I
Everyone
thought you were
forgets,
Asian.
bro.
Well, your
I
name's
wi-
King.
Yeah,
I'm so jealous. I wish I was racially ambiguous.
Yeah.
Like I can't be like I'm Japanese.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
I like,
Well, what do you think I am?
You're black, man.
There you go. I'm half black, half Mexican.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
Mexican.
He
from
only
the
says
waist
that
up.
so you can get away with saying the N word,
Yeah.
bro. That's
Well, listen, you heard talk about Kendrick. You heard he's like, how many black features are you black enough? I'm like, hey, Kendrick, why are you talking about me like that?
Yeah,
He's
facts.
like, you got a drug problem, you got a drinking problem, you're bad with money. I'm like, yo, K-Dog, why are you coming at me
Yeah,
like that,
facts.
big dog? Jeez, man. But I would sell those CDs, $20 a pop. It was awesome. This was in the 6th grade. 7th grade, I graduated selling my clothes.
Damn, $20 a pop. In
20
sixth
bucks a pop.
grade. That
Yeah,
was
and I
big.
never
That was
paid.
baller.
I never paid for any of those CDs. I remember they called asking for money. My mom said, "This kid's 11 years old, and you guys sent him $500 worth of CDs. That's on you. If you want to take this 11-year-old kid to court, go for it."
Wait. So you had to pay more for the CDs after, like eventually?
Well,
was
what
on
it is,
credit?
the first one is a penny, and then you sign up. But they didn't make you put credit card information. You just sign up, and then every month you would open $25 for 5
Yeah,
CDs.
yeah.
I had probably 5 of them in 5 different names.
That's amazing.
And my mom said, "This kid is 11. He finessed you guys for $500 worth of CDs. You want to take this kid to court? That's on you. Feel free." And they said, "No, ma'am, you're responsible." She said, "I ain't got nothing anyway, so come after us."
Right.
Which was great, man.
That's awesome. Shout out to mom, bro.
Shout out to mom. Shout out to mom.
You just have stacks of beats, rhymes in
Yes,
life. Like, you know,
exactly, man,
like-
exactly. My room when I was in group home and foster care most of my life, but in 6th grade I moved back in with my mom, and I had my whole room was covered with. One wall was basketball players, one wall was hip hop players. There was a little section above the window for King Magazine women.
There you go.
And it was awesome, man. It
Rims
was awesome.
and-
Yeah,
Hey, y'all are the same, bro.
I
Y'all-
think so. Man. I think so.
It's
Both
same,
of the-
yeah.
We're both of the sisters, but I'm going to end up with Asian women, man.
There you go.
Hell yeah, man. I don't
what's
put you
up.
on blast. I apologize about
but
that.
yo, the
Tribe Called Quest.
different names getting shit sent to you is the OG version of now. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Free Netflix. You make like 35
Yep.
different fucking emails and you get
But
free.
they're cracking down on it now, man.
Oh, really?
They're cracking down on it. I know a woman, she shares her Netflix with her sister who lives maybe a block down the street, and now they can't use Netflix. It has to be in their home. It has to be on the Wi-Fi
Yeah.
connected. Yeah,
That's crazy, bro.
yeah, man. You know Netflix just got NFL. Christmas
Oh, no
games.
shit.
Christmas games are gonna be on Netflix.
That's probably why they cracked down.
Yeah,
bro.
they're cracking
You know
down
the
on that.
NFL.
They gave $100 million to WWE as well.
Hey, speaking of hustles, how about recording games? Fucking recording the NFL games, recording NBA games.
Property of the NFL.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But what would you do with that? You would sell it?
Nah, you just do
Just
it
use for your
this-
personal
just
use?
as like a fuck you to
Yeah.
the NFL. You know.
But yo, Luke, can I take it back?
Yeah,
to the-
yep.
let me take it back to the 80s, bro. Stealing cable.
There you go,
Oh,
baby.
Lord.
I had the black box.
The black box.
Yeah, I had the black box.
Yeah. Everybody had a guy.
Yep.
Everybody had
I'm
a
sure
guy.
yours was Puerto Rican, right?
Poppy. Yo, Poppy.
There you go.
Get up on that roof, homie.
Hey, man.
Make
gotta
it
do what you gotta do.
happen. Yeah. Stealing cable or splitting it. So you got like, my dad was a telephone repairman, so we rolled with all like telephone guys
Yeah.
before he passed away.
Puerto Ricans.
So we had 1,000 lines
That's awesome.
of like telephones.
God bless your father. man.
Fucking
Oh,
city
rest in peace.
inspector
That's
drives by
amazing.
your house. He's
Yeah.
like, "Hey, yo, what's all these cables, bro?"
So when I was, I moved.
I saw him on the pole one day. I was like, what the fuck you up to?
I moved. I got my own place when I was 17 years old. I moved right next to my cousin, and we figured out how to split the cable as well. So I had it in my place. He had it in his place. We had a black box. Never got the Spice Channel, unfortunately, but
Whoa!
Everything else
Shout
was
out to
great. Yeah.
Spice.
shame.
Yeah.
I would have to watch the scrambled,
Scramble
remember
the
the scrambled
shit.
images, and you're like,
Yeah.
I think I see a breast. I think
that
so.
a tit?
Yeah, I
What
think
is
so.
that?
right there?
And back then, that's all I needed was just thinking I saw one, man. It was amazing. So then, 7th grade, I realized I got these jerseys. I got these football jerseys, these basketball jerseys. Don't ask me how I got them. I would
Fell
wear
off
them
a
for a
truck.
month. Exactly. I would wear them for a month, and then I would sell them to kids. I'd say, hey, I got this jersey for sale, and then I would flip those for about $50 too. So I didn't really make a lot of money on that, but I was breaking even on the clothes. So I
Yo,
could wear the
that's
clothes for
that's
money.
fucking smart, bro. You sold all the things that my mom made me give as hand-me-downs to my cousins.
Yeah, man. Well, good for your
No.
mom, man. That's amazing.
yeah,
That's
right?
amazing.
We all had the sweatshirt jersey guy.
Yep.
It was like a little off color
Yeah,
too
that's
sometimes.
funny.
Or there was like a spelling mistake. like someone.
Well, they still sell those at Marshalls and Ross.
The
man. You ever buy a
lacquers.
T-shirt and you realize that one sleeve's a little bit bigger than the other one?
Oh.
That's why it's able to be sold for $7.
Or like there's a thread
yeah,
hanging off, and if you pull that
Heaven
thread,
forbid you
that's
pull
it.
Yep.
The whole
Don't be in the
thing.
club and pull it. Your whole thing's gonna come out.
Yep.
I got suspended in 7th grade because I showed up to school with an O.J. Simpson USC jersey.
Yo, you want to
Which
talk
I don't know
about
why I
that?
should be
whoa,
suspended.
whoa,
I don't know why
whoa.
I should be suspended for that.
Well, wait. So what year was this?
This was 2003.
You
This
were in
was
7th
post-
grade in 2003?
You're 13 years old in 7th grade.
Okay.
2004. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a lot older.
You're a lot older than me.
Mans
Yeah.
used to rock
Much
a
older.
O.J. Simpson as well.
Did you really?
He was the man.
But that's before.
Awesome.
That's before he started his
Then
second
the
life,
end, he
right?
killed 2 white people and
No,
yeah.
he didn't kill anybody. He was innocent. He was proven innocent.
Oh,
yeah.
sure.
In this beautiful
sure.
country of
Framed.
ours, you're innocent until proven guilty. He was never.
I lived
proven
through
guilty.
that era when it was on TV 24/7.
That was like the first ever reality show, right?
And it was nonstop.
Yeah.
It was nonstop. And they had like the T-shirts with his mug shot, and like
That's
kids would
hilarious.
rock the shirt that said "The juice is loose."
Jesus is loose,
You
baby.
know, and yeah, it was crazy.
Did you see OJ stuff that he did with Cameron and Mace?
No.
They had him as the
At the
NFL.
podcast?
Wait,
They had him as the NFL analyzer. You know, the specialist. on
Killer
the-
Cam?
fucking
Yeah,
way.
they have a sports show now that's doing crazy
Oh,
numbers.
Cameron and Mace.
Cameron
They
and
do
Mace,
sports,
they made up
yeah.
and they do a sports show.
You know,
It kind of looks like a studio like this.
yo, Cameron, Mace, you want to be on this show?
Yeah,
you
man.
hit us up at HCAP Podcast. But no, you know Mace now that to
This guy
recall.
knows who- I
He
said
saw
Cam,
some-
he called him Killer Cam. I like you, bro. Come on, baby. Let's
You
go.
know Mace saw some stuff with Diddy.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
You gotta know.
Mace said everyone was
Like-
criticizing him because he went to Atlanta and became a pastor.
Right.
He said I had to do that to get away from Diddy.
Wow.
That's what he said.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Hey,
Absolutely.
that goes back to what you were saying. If you just say, "Hey, I'm child of God,"
Hey, man.
fucking our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Even Diddy was like,
Even
all right,
Diddy's like,
all
all right, I got
all
to step
right.
away. I gotta step
El
away.
Nino de Cristo saved my life. Like it was not like I saved my life. But yeah, Mace was just like, all right, Harlem World, cool. And then it was like, nah, this ain't cool, man.
Yeah, shout out to Mace and Killer Cam.
we ain't.
They
doing
just signed $1 million contract for the sports show, man. That's awesome.
That's
It's a
awesome.
few million actually, but they had OJ on as
Damn.
Uncle Juice, and he would report about every weekend, give his analyst on what's going on in the NFL. Yeah, man. Shout out to
Uncle
OJ. Maybe-
Juice sounds like your uncle who went to jail who
yeah,
probably
that's,
was a
that's
pimp.
him. That's
Probably
him.
was a
That's
pimp.
OJ, man.
Cameron, shout out to Dipset.
Shout out to Dipset. Come on,
'Cause
baby.
Dipset was my.
Let's
that-
go, man.
When I was dating the black girl, she was. She loved Cameron. She loved Fabulous. Was that-
Fabuloso, yep. FABO.
On Freaky Zeke.
Freaky. Come on, I ain't never heard nobody. I ain't never heard no white guy talk about Freaky Siki before, man. Shout out to Freaky
Bro,
Siki.
you know I was down.
You just
Let's
gotta let him
go.
go for a little
You
while.
gotta
He'll
Dude,
hit
I'm
you with
so
something.
shocked,
let me
man.
warm
He'll
up.
hit you with something.
You're way cooler than the guy I met on the phone. When you're like, "Hey, how you doing, man? Come on in." I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be great, man." Got this freaking white guy going to talk to me about hip hop and
I
hustle.
can get you the
Fucking
tape.
hilarious.
We could play some Pimp Daddy K right now.
I would love
That
to.
is
It's
I would-
all.
hilarious.
I
Let's
wrapped
do
it-
this. I told hip hop shows. Let's have a one night only. Have you
Pimp
perform.
Daddy K.
One night only. One night only.
And I'm rocking the do.
Let's
I'm
go.
rocking the
Fucking
do-rag,
hilarious.
bro.
Did you used to wear a do-rag?
Yep.
Come on, man.
Stop
Look at
it.
this guy, dude. Where do you
Stop
find somebody
it.
like this?
I was before Eminem.
There you go.
Eminem got popular, I want to say like 97, 98. I was kicking it like 95, 96.
But did you have the same style? Were you a lyricist?
No, I was all about, I was
gangbanging.
way more violent, way more sexual,
Dude.
way more into like drug culture, even though like I was the biggest like pussy on the
Yeah.
block, but like that was the style at the time.
He was
awesome.
CB4, bro.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I like
yeah.
that. I would love to see a picture of you in a do-rag.
Oh, I have it in the house. Lou refuses.
Are you kidding?
No, this is the
dude,
first
let's
time I'm
go,
hearing
man.
of it.
I brought it in last show.
Oh,
You
the
were like-
do-rag.
You were like, do
Oh,
not
put
wear
it on
that.
that. No,
I don't want to. I don't want you to put it on now.
Yeah,
I don't want you to put it on
2024,
now.
you can't be
I
doing
want to
that
see a
shit.
picture of you on it.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah.
That is, we can forgive that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I
It
used
was
to
a
wear the
different time.
ski mask. Remember when that was
Jeez,
like
man, this guy had a Pooh Shiesty before Pooh
oh,
Shiesty.
dude, I was the
man.
10th member of Wu Tang. Like, I was like, oh, I was super into Wu, man.
That's great.
I
Man.
almost got the tat.
Did you really?
No, I almost
Dude,
did.
that would have been awesome, man. That would have been great.
That's funny.
Shout out to the Wu-Tang family.
Woo love, woo love.
So back to
Hustle,
hustles,
hustle,
man.
hustle.
Hustle. Kevin, what was your first hustle?
My first hustle, well, I was on the grind. So I would resell newspapers. So you
get them from the thing?
Yeah. You'd put a quarter in, and then you'd grab a stack, and then not very proud, and then you'd stand outside the train station.
Right next to the machine. Hey, I got them all right here, bro.
And you'd sell for like a nickel or a dime, and then
But yeah, what's the point of that?
but most of you got to look. Trust me, accumulation.
Yeah.
And then the other thing too is most of the men just wanted to read the sports page. So you'd say, okay, just take the sports page. I'll give you a nickel back. Give me the rest of the paper. And then you could
Sell the paper.
resell
That's
the
beautiful, man.
paper.
And this is before iPhones and everything, right?
Oh,
So to
yeah,
find out
man,
what's going on.
this is like some 1930s, like grimy ass.
Fool had the hat and everything.
Yeah. Get your paper here. Get your paper
That's
here.
funny.
get
Bunch
it.
of street kids
I
running
was like,
around
oh,
with
you
newspapers.
just want the sports section? All right, I'll sell it to you for
Bussing down newspapers.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That
bro.
is dope. I do appreciate that.
Can you imagine?
That is amazing. That's the exact thing I would do. That's awesome.
Dog, so my first hustle, I was a kid. I was probably like in elementary school. And I was like, fuck it, dude. I seen it in movies. I'm going to do lemonade. But we didn't have lemons. We didn't have nothing. So I just sold Kool-Aid on the block.
Yeah, it's a little different
For-
between a cute little white girl selling lemonade
Right.
and this Japanese Mexican guy selling
Right.
Kool-Aid on the corner.
It doesn't say lemonade.
Yeah.
It says lean.
Yeah.
Lean stand.
Lean stand.
Hell yeah.
I might participate in that. That's a little
Yeah.
different. Yeah. Did you
That's-
make
now
any
I'm
money?
offering it
Did you
as-
make any money doing Kool-Aid?
Like $20.
And how old were you?
I was like 6, bro.
Yes, I think 6 is the cutoff. You can't be 10
Yeah.
selling Kool-Aid.
Nah.
Yeah. Shoe shine boy. I did that.
No shit.
Yeah.
You really off in the 1920s, huh?
Shine boy. Yeah, man. And now of course raking leaves, shoveling snow. You don't
Yeah.
have that on the West Coast, but we
How much would you give for every driveway?
5.
That's cool.
5.
That's a lot of money in 1922, man.
But put a down payment on this house.
You
Exactly.
could buy like 15 fucking McDonald's cheeseburgers at the time, bro.
Yeah. Oh yeah, man! I remember, and then there was homies that had the hustles, like selling. They worked at the burger shop, and they
That's beautiful.
sell shit. Yeah.
I used to work at I didn't work there technically, but I would break up the boxes. They give me $10 to break up the boxes, and I would hang out at this gas station all day. You would pull up. I would say, "Hey, what's up, man? Let me pump your gas for you. Just give me $1, whatever." And I would do that all day. And then when the cashier would go to lunch, he's like, "Hey, can you cover the cashier for me?" I was 14 years old. I said, "Yeah, I got you, bro." So I would sit there. I would be selling cigarettes, lotto tickets when I was 14 years old. And then when they had expired cigarettes, they were going to toss them out. I said, "Don't toss them out. Just give them to me." They're like, "We don't want you smoking cigarettes." I said, "I ain't going to smoke them. No way."
Yeah,
So I would
Lucy's.
show up to school with a backpack full of expired cigarettes, and I would sell those cigarettes as well. And I was the coolest guy on the planet.
Man, Lucy's. We did it. We talked about Lucy's on an episode prior, but that was a hustle.
Yeah.
Cigarettes are great, man.
25
few.
cents for
Yeah.
a butt.
I would have to buy the box, but I was underage, so I had the plug. And then so people didn't have the plug, so I would just sell them for $1. I would get them, it was like $10 a pack back in the day, maybe less, 5, 6.
And then there was also, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
and then I just sell them.
And then by the time I got to high school, about 10th grade, there was a liquor store right next to my school, and they would sell me alcohol, they would sell me beer,
Word.
and then I would resell it to kids. So if you wanted a bottle of Jack Daniels, it's going to cost you $50. I just bought it for $25. Like, you want to party, right, kid? And he's like, "Yeah, I want to party." So there you go. I also worked in the dean's office when I was a senior in high school. So when I would sit in the hall, when you came to school late, I would write you a note saying that you checked in and that we acknowledge you late. And pretty soon I would just start selling a stack of those tablets. So they'd be like, "Hey, do you
Damn,
have?"
that's like selling prescriptions,
Yeah,
man.
man. They're like, "Hey, do you have a note to be out of class?" I'm like, "Yeah, I got it right here." And then they couldn't figure out how all these kids had all these notes, and I never got caught. But you heard it here first. Give you guys that exclusive. I was selling
Hey,
those,
appreciate
Mr.
it,
Freed.
appreciate
Yeah,
It's funny,
man.
like we said, don't incriminate yourself. But I think the statute of limitations is up on all this.
I'm 32 years old. That was a long time ago.
He does
Yeah.
not have a middle school degree,
Yeah.
but he has a street PhD.
Yes, exactly.
Like,
Exactly, bro.
legit.
And we also talked about selling oregano to kids that weren't as popular as you and couldn't really do anything to you. And you can't. So there was this kid. He's like, "Hey, man, Evan tells me you're a hustler, man. I'm trying to live for some weed." I said, "I got you, bro. I'm going to hook you up. I'm going to give you a half pound for, I think, like $100. He's like, "Yo, I can't believe that." So I went around to every supermarket in Tonga. I gathered up all the oregano, and I sold him oregano at the end of school. I said, "Here you go, man." He gave me the $100, pocketed it. He walks one way in the hallway. I walk the other way, and I just hear him scream out, "Fuck." Because he realized that what happened. Next day I showed up to school. He's like, "What's up, man?" I said, "Hey, what happened?" He's like, that wasn't weed." I said, "That's the best stuff I have, man." He said, "No, it wasn't." I said, "Listen, brother, if you feel this way, if you want to fight, we could fight." He's probably 2 feet tall, shorter than me. Or you could just go tell the principal that I sold you fake weed. At that point, there's nothing he could do. I preached $100. I do feel bad about that, but wherever you're at right now working your accountant job, I'm sure you could you forgive me and I forgive you.
Right.
The weed sell was always very. Everyone has a fake weed. There was a kid. He would sell. You remember the pencil sharpener?
Yeah.
He
How do you say that?
Pencil sharpener.
There you go. I just want to hear the Boston come out of you.
He would take the shavings from the pencil sharpener and like spray paint them green and sell them.
That's
That's amazing.
nuts.
But you could only get away with that one time, though.
Yeah. But hey, it was hustle.
Yeah.
You
It
get
was
it off on
always
one new
awesome.
customer every time.
Absolutely, man.
It was
Yeah.
like, damn.
Yeah, I was more honest hustle. I used to sell actual weed
There you
in
go.
high school.
Why
So-
so actual weed now? So
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Hey, hit him up.
There you
No,
go.
but so what do you call it? In high school, I was friends with the kid that got expelled, and he was the plug. So like I've known him forever, so I would just go to his crib, and so nobody could get to him anymore because he was not in school.
yeah.
So I would ditch 6th period. I'd take my orders throughout the day. Be like, what do you want? What do you want? What do you
It's
want?
like in and out.
Straight up. What do you want? What do you want? Ditch 6th period. Come back at the end of the day and just make my rounds, dude.
Damn.
beautiful.
And best
man.
believe I pinched a little bit off
Hey,
of
man.
everybody's
Oh,
fucking.
That's the
really?
American way, baby. That's
Yep.
the American way. God
That's my
bless you.
tax.
man.
That's my finder's fee, baby.
I also did that when I was a senior in high school as well. My friend up the street. This is probably Just 2009. So it wasn't as easy to get weed back then, especially we lived in a small town. My boy, I won't say his name, but he sold weed. I would grab from him.
His name
and I
was
would
Baca.
I would go sell it at school. He would cut me off my percentage, and it was a great time, man. It was awesome.
Nice, man. Yeah, man. I remember there was like, so I'm a little bit older than you guys, and
Couple days.
Yeah.
like they were cracking down on weed hard in those days. It was basically if you were selling weed in like the 90s, it was you were selling meth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So kids used to put the joint in like a pen.
Yeah.
And then they were like, I'm just selling pens.
That's awesome.
Right.
I'm just giving, pens. It was like, damn, this pen cost me $10.
Yeah, that's amazing, man.
But I remember that. I was like, wow, that's pretty crafty.
Right.
I also acted as a bookie when I was about in 9th grade.
Oh,
as well.
you kept the book?
Yeah. Well, I told everyone that I worked for a bookie, so if you guys want to make some bets in, I'll put it in for you guys, and we'll go from there. But 95% of the time, I was just taking it for myself because these kids were dumb. They didn't know anything about spreads or anything like that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
They didn't know over under.
They didn't
Yeah,
know any
what's the
over-unders.
over-under
Yeah.
on the horse race at the
Exactly.
Kentucky Derby? I'm taking NASCAR bets.
Fools make a bet, got grounded, couldn't
Yeah,
watch the
exactly,
game.
exactly.
They lost, bro. What
And
can
you
I
know
tell
what? I used to sell magazines as well. Now that I think about it, like those XXL, the Source magazines.
Yeah.
Once it was a month old, it didn't mean anything to me. And I took out all the pictures I wanted for my wall, and then I would sell it. And I remember selling a XXL magazine to a kid in 6th grade. And the next day he said, hey, my mom said I need to ask my money back because there's pictures of women in here.
Hilarious.
Exactly. You know.
He was a Mormon? Like,
he was a white kid from Sunland. He didn't know any better.
Right.
I said, let's do this. I'll give you $1 back. You give me those 3 pictures of those women. And I whipped them out, and he went home, and everything was fine, man.
And then you sold the pictures
I-
of the women.
After I masturbated, yeah. So
But that leads to an old school hustle. Pornography VHS tape.
Oh,
Which
the bootleg porno?
double deck VCR. Do you guys remember VCRs?
yes, I remember VCRs.
So you could blank tape, and also just mixtapes. We'll leave it. But yeah, you got the porno from like your friend's dad, and then you just made mad copies,
Hell yeah.
and you sold them in
By the
school.
5th copy, it's all
Yeah.
fucking blurry.
Yeah.
Like the
I
Spice
also need
Channel.
to question this relationship you have with your friend's dad, where he's
We
giving
found
you
it.
porn. Oh, okay,
We
there you go.
found it. He was hiding them in the ceiling tiles.
How old were you?
like a drop
and we-
ceiling, like it was
Yeah.
cash.
I never told you the story. Remember those like mini hoops kids would have? They
Yeah.
were like 5 feet tall. So like I went to dunk on it,
And gold just came from the ceiling. Like, oh my gosh.
Worse than that. I'm getting hit in the head with VHS tapes. I'm like, what the hell's going on? And then there was like
Titties.
tissue paper coming down. I was like, I didn't know what the hell was going on. I was like,
Damn.
But then my friend was like, holy shit, my dad jerks off. And I was
How old were you?
12, 13.
Dude, 12, 11, 10-year-old. If I found that, that's all I wanted. All I wanted was that. Because, there's like, in 2000, there's no way to get your hands on that stuff.
Yeah,
If you had your
right,
imagination,
right.
I would have gone nuts. I probably wouldn't be here today.
I still
saw
saw
the
a magazine back
Now
in the
imagine
Oh, my
90,
gosh.
91,
Yeah, I can even imagine.
before the internet.
Yeah.
I was like, and it was like raining, and it was black women. It was like mostly like black.
Was he a
women.
black man?
No, he's white.
Was he married to a white woman?
Yeah, of course.
Damn, imagine how pissed she'll be if she found that out.
Yeah.
So that's when I started getting into like black women, Asian.
And we
women.
all traced it back, man. God bless you, bro. That's amazing.
That was like my first exposure. I was like, interesting.
You know, I've only gone out with one black woman in my life.
Are you serious?
Yeah, only one black woman. I'm into the Mexican women.
Oh, okay. No, like I had a Puerto
Nothing
Rican.
against the sisters. I love
I had
black
a
women.
big Puerto Rican phase when Ben Affleck was dating J-Lo in the
Yeah.
early 2000s.
He's like, I want my own J-Lo.
Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't know J-Lo.
But Puerto Rican women loved me because I kind of had that
Kinda
Ben
look like- you kinda
Affleck.
look like Ben
yeah,
Affleck,
yeah.
yeah.
We
And
can
I'm
be
from
Bennett
Boston.
Yeah. And you talk the same? You have the same
Oh my
accent?
god!
You must have been killing it back then.
I was destroying.
Oh, good for you,
I
man.
was
God bless you, brother.
destroying.
God bless.
I can't even imagine. That's
I made
amazing.
so many minority men mad without doing anything racist.
Yeah.
Like just by like
By existing.
existing. Yeah, like
just screwing the women. But besides that, I didn't do anything.
Just getting in how you live, bro.
I gotta ask you, did you ever go to the tunnel?
the Bridge and Tunnel, New Jersey.
The tunnel, the big hip hop club in New York.
Oh no!
Because you seem like you'd be coming up in the same time.
No. I went to Nell's.
There you go.
On the west side.
Yeah. That's awesome, man.
I did the story. I sat down with Benzino.
Did you really?
I chilled with. Well, he didn't appreciate me, but
Benzino's cousin.
He didn't appreciate you for the artist that you are, right?
Yeah, right.
He had the next Eminem on his hands.
He had no idea 20 years later
Yep.
we'd be doing a crazy
He was
ass podcast.
Who the
bro.
fuck? And this was when Benzino was actually relevant.
You have your life a lot more together now than Benzino does in 2024. So
Yo,
don't worry
facts.
about it, man.
Imagine they put me on.
Yeah.
They put me on Love and Hip Hop.
So what happened?
It's me and Kanako. Just like,
What happened with Benzino? You hanging out with Benz?
I was bartending across from the Source magazine, and his cousin.
What was the name of the bar?
I'm not gonna.
Okay. We can figure it out.
Yeah. But anyway, his cousin came in,
Yeah,
and Benzino ran the Source. So
Yeah,
he was
absolutely.
like, big thing.
absolutely.
And he's
Getting 5 mics back in the day was the biggest deal ever.
yeah. And the cousin was from Boston. I'm from Boston. We kicked it off. I got him drunk. Long Island iced teas. If you ever want to like get a man, you
Take
know,
notes, Luke.
That's what I was gonna say. No Diddy, bro. No Diddy.
If you ever want to get a man drunk,
no, the Long Island iced tea because it hits like
because it's a
you know-
garbage can of alcohol.
Yeah,
That's why
yeah,
it gets
yeah,
you
yeah.
drunk. Yeah.
So he's like, yo, I'm gonna chill with my cousin Benzino. He gets me on the list.
Awesome.
So I go to the club and I sit down at the table and like Benzino's like, who is this guy?
Who brought their lawyer today, bro? We said no lawyers, man.
And the cousin like kind of like it was like, oh,
We said no industry, dog.
yeah. So I was there for like a drink, 2 drinks, and then I bounced.
Did you talk to Benzino?
Yeah. He there was so many girls there,
Yeah.
and it was just like because this is like he was the Source magazine guy. This
That
is-
was the hip hop Bible back in the day.
th-
Absolutely.
You know, Method Man was there.
Nice.
Sick.
Shoot, what's his name? A Tribe Called Quest.
Q-tip.
Q-tip.
He was there.
Awesome.
Oh man, yeah.
Man, you've lived 1,000 lives.
Yeah,
man. I told you that
yeah.
before we started
and,
recording.
And Pimp Daddy K.
yeah, exactly.
Hey, Pimp Daddy
Did you
K was
have-
in the building
Did you
that
have the
day.
do-rag on?
No.
Yeah, you would have got your ass tossed out
Yeah,
if you had
facts.
that on. I would have
Facts.
tossed your ass
He
out.
knew
of the
better.
fight.
You knew better.
The doorman
Yeah.
was this huge black guy. All black people. All minority, all black. So I walk up and I go, I think I'm on the list. And he's like, what's your name? And I told him my name, Kevin Murphy. And he's like, you are on the list.
Yo, I'm just as surprised as you are, dog.
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful, man.
And I got in. Damn, that was crazy.
That's hilarious, man.
So bartending, was there any hustles you did when you were
Well,
bartending?
no,
There has to be
no.
some secrets.
Yeah, no. So I used to. I'm giving up the secrets, but this is like 20 years ago.
Free game, kids. Listen.
Yeah, the boss isn't going to fire you, man.
No, yeah, I know, right. So I might as well have been dressed like the fucking Hamburglar behind the bar. How much cash?
Yeah, I knew it.
How much cash I put in that tip jar?
Good for you, man.
Oh yeah.
Because the taps, like,
Yeah.
you just don't put it into the computer.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that goes right in the thing. And then you have a comp check. And I used to work with this dude, Jamal, this black guy from Brooklyn. Like
Jamal from Brooklyn was a black guy? Okay.
yeah.
I'll play along.
Would have never
No,
guessed.
he was a nice Jewish boy
Yeah.
from
Yeah.
Yonkers.
Yep.
With the yarmulke, Jamalika.
Jamalika. But anyway, he taught me the game.
God
God
bless you, Jamal.
And Jamal, I was good looking at the time. I was doing the modeling and all
Yeah.
that stuff. So
Screwing
anytime,
Puerto Rican chicks.
and the greatest thing about Jamal is he knew a hustler when they're in their league and when they're out of their league. So he told me, Murph, he didn't like me at first. He was suspect of me, but he goes,
Yeah, he
Murph,
got you a cop. That's why.
Yeah,
They would have
exactly.
bust his hustle.
Hey, this is the boss's son right here. Don't trust him.
Yeah.
But then one day we were working together, 2 bartenders, and like 4 or 5 white girls came in,
Yeah.
and he's like, "You take this right now,"
You got that.
and I work them for so much, and we split tips. So then he saw, like, he's like,
Yeah.
"These are your customers. I'll work the brothers.
Awesome.
You work the white." We
Man,
called them,
shake and bake, baby.
yeah, we called them snowflakes at the time.
There you
Or
go.
lilies. I called them lilies.
All right.
Oh, I was like
Listen, man, you got my respect.
and I remember he told me, he's like,
Look at these honkies walking
Yeah,
in right
and
now.
he's like, there's 2 people in New York. He was a lifelong New York. He goes, there's 2 people that live in New York. He goes, hustlers and tourists.
Amen.
Ooh.
He's like, which one are you? And I was like, I guess I'm the
I'm a hustler.
I'm a
hustler, homie.
hustler,
I'm a hustler.
baby. So when you order that top shelf, I want the top shelf Hennessy, and you getting that fucking rock.
Yep.
All that shit.
That's why every bar in Pasadena now is cashless because of stuff like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, every bar gotta pay with a card
With
now.
QR code
Yeah,
and shit.
QR code, can't pay. That's
Man.
awesome, man.
I'll take the Three Amigos. It was like the top 3 tequilas. Man, you get in the well. But you may have
A little lily pad like you get in the well, man.
You bring the bottle down under the fucking thing. The old switcheroo, baby.
That's beautiful.
And then on top of that, you put it like on the comp check. Like I served all this alcohol, and then you just cash.
That's
cash.
awesome, man. I think that happens at every bar. I don't think that.
That's
Jamal's
why I only
gonna,
drink beer.
Yeah,
That's why
I don't think
only
Jamal's
drink-
going to bust you for giving up his secrets all these years later. When's the last time you thought about Jamal? It's probably been like 20 years, right?
No, I think about him often because he made me a smarter. I was
That's
so
awesome.
green. Like I thought I was this tough kid from Boston.
Yeah. From the
There's
town.
levels to this shit.
Yeah.
Like when you went to New York, I was like, damn, like this is hard. Bronx, this is hard. Have you ever been to Philadelphia?
Yep.
I was like, that's not a basketball team. That's a gang.
Yeah.
They're they're broad as daylight. Just like I was like bot. I was like white thugs I can deal with. Like I know your mother. Like leave me alone.
Yeah.
Once you in a neighborhood where you don't know their mother, their pastor, then things get scary.
I would have loved to see you in the BX in the early 90s, man.
The BX, man. Kid walking like 7 pit bulls. That's another. They used to sell pit bulls.
That's a hustle
I
right
was
there.
I was in the Bronx a month ago. They're still selling pit bulls. Let me
That
tell
is
you.
hilarious. You can't get a gun, so they're like, here, closest thing, bro.
You get a gun too.
Yeah, if you know the right guy.
And it's kids, man. It's kids. I was walking by a school in the BX. It's an elementary school. They just got out. One kid was making fun of another kid. I happened to walk by. I laughed. And because of me laughing, he went even harder on that kid. So he could make me laugh again. I felt so bad, man.
Classic.
It's crazy, dude. BX is crazy because it's so far up. It's the only part of New York that's not touched yet. So it's still the Wild Wild West, man. Shout out to
Word.
BX. Every time I go to New York, I stop by 1526 Sedgwick Ave, to both places hip hop and pay my respects to DJ
Hey,
Cool
You
Horse,
get
man.
you get a chopped cheese.
Get a chopped
There you
cheese
go.
all the time. Yeah, man. I love the BX. I would never stay in the
what's
BX, but I love the BX.
Hell yeah.
When the sun goes,
Yeah.
I went to this is a true story. We're from Boston, right?
Yeah.
So I had some friends visit, and they had Yankees Red Sox tickets, and Yankee Stadium's in the Bronx.
Yep.
So the game gets out. All my friends like fools are wearing Red Sox crap.
Stupid.
Just standing out. Yeah.
And this is like in the early 2000s, where like the rivalry
yeah,
was
it
like
really intense.
like blood was being
Yeah.
shed. This is before
That's like Dodgers Padres, bro. Or Dodgers
Dodgers,
Giants.
Giants,
yeah.
Dodgers
It was
Giants.
where you
like-
go Dodger Stadium in the Giants sweater and lose your life.
Yeah.
and we were walking through the Bronx, and we're like, let's just go to the next subway because this one's crowded. A white guy stops his car in the middle of the street, and he goes, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Go down this street."
Yeah.
He's like, "Saved our life." He's like, "Get out of here."
Well, that's why you take that first stop out of Yankee Stadium.
Yeah.
Because then once you go further into BX, things happen.
Yeah.
Things happen. I don't know what happens, but
No,
But
this,
things-
I've seen the movie.
this
Not
guy,
good.
I don't know if he was sent by God, but he literally was like, "Get the hell out of like
And did you guys heed advice?
turn
Did
your
you-
shirts inside out,
Yeah.
take them off, and go." Oh, hell, man. I was fast at the time because I knew it. They didn't know it. They were from Boston,
Yeah.
Irish Boston. I'm like, "No, guys, I think this is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Nobody looks like us
You
here."
never want to go on the next subway station. You want to always hit the subway station right outside of the
Yeah,
stadium.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah.
Absolutely.
Smart. So, okay, back to hustles, man.
Uh-huh.
What was your favorite hustle?
Oh.
Go ahead.
You want me to take it?
Yeah, I want you to
All
take
right, This is what I was
I want
kind
to
of
hear you talk
saving
about
up
pimping
for the
Puerto Rican women.
Jamal turned me on to the fake subway pass cards. So like a $30 a month card, we'd buy for 15 or we'd buy for 10 and then sell it for 20. So you save $10. So
And you make 10.
and we could do that at the bar all day.
But I don't understand how the technology of the fakes.
Chinese.
I understood. So but it was still programming to still work.
Yeah. It was
Man, they were
legit.
like 15 years ahead, bro.
Yeah, I hear you, man. I hear you.
Because I would use it. I would use it for
Yeah.
myself. And so that was like liquor. New York was just hustle.
Yeah.
So then I hit a period. I wasn't working at the bar. Modeling contracts had gone down. I got fired from Abercrombie because I didn't go to dinner with the photographer.
Woo, no Diddy, baby.
No Diddy
Is
on
that what
that.
it was?
Yeah.
Did you feel so you knew that's what it was? They wanted something else.
This was like 20 years before it was exposed.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, I'm not into that, you know.
Fuck, dude. Why didn't you mention this earlier? You could have been on a Netflix documentary,
Yeah,
dog.
man.
Could have made some bread.
No, some student found it. They found me on like an ad. I was like, geez, I didn't find that. Anyway, so
Listen, I hear the Metro thing, and that's great. So this photographer wanted to take you to dinner, and you knew what it was.
Mhm.
So because of that, you said no, thank you, and
Yep.
then you got fired.
I got a bus ticket back to the city.
Yeah.
And my agent called me the next day. He's like, what did you do?
Yeah. What
And I
happened?
was like, I didn't do anything. He goes, exactly.
That's the problem.
now they don't want to work with you at all.
Wow, man.
And I was like, all right. So I sat on the bench for a while, and then I got like J.C. Penney and like Old Navy.
there you go.
And I was loving those gigs
Yeah.
because you didn't have to take your shirt off.
Yeah.
Like you could,
You could have that extra piece of pizza,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. So then I got this gig, man. This was straight up hustle. And then I thought this was going to be the finale, but I'll go. It was I got booked by this agency,
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
and it was like, "Do you know how to dance?" And I was like,
I can crump a
I
little."
can try. Yeah, I can crunk." And it was basically I was an escort for older women.
There you go.
And I was
there
making
you go.
$60 an hour.
Damn, you did all the things that I thought about doing and never did, bro.
Oh, you're still young enough to get it, baby.
Right.
This is like 2008, 2009. I was making $60 an hour to go to these dance clubs
That's good today.
Beautiful, man. That's great.
That is good today's money.
and hardly ever we danced. Like maybe once.
You would just sit there and
You
she
just
just
show
wanted a
slum.
companion, right?
Yeah,
And
they
she
would
wanted to
just-
show somebody she had a hot young thing by her side.
Exactly.
That's awesome, man. Good for
Yeah.
you.
Oh,
That's amazing.
damn. Like Always Sunny? Like you were just going to dinner?
Yeah, just
That's what's up.
and they were always like, they weren't like white older women like you'd think.
Yeah.
They were always like South American or like they probably just had.
That's just
bored-
what it is down there. That's
Yeah.
why.
And we just chill and drink, and then like maybe do a twirl or two, and then the agency would. They were called
You
like
do the dance with the rose in your mouth?
Yeah.
The magic mic.
And I get paid in cash. You'd go
Beautiful.
to get so that was
That's amazing.
Now, listen, I'm going to ask you something. You don't have to answer it if you don't want to.
okay.
Did any of those escort jobs ever lead to you guys hanging out outside of the job?
I'm not going to answer that question, but
I'll plead the fifth on that.
I'm going to
1,
say
2, 3, 4.
I'm going to say the door was open.
There you go.
There you go.
Absolutely.
There
And
you
you might
go.
have put your toe in it one time. There you go. God bless you, man. That's amazing.
You know, I just met you. I like you. I love you. The questions are great, but you know, there's only so
Hey,
much.
I totally understand. I just got to ask you, man. I'm a
Yeah.
journalist. That's
Nah,
what I
fair
got to do.
question.
I got accosted one time like that. I was working at Target. I think I might have mentioned this once. I was working at Target, and this lady was just like really putting it on, dude. They asked me, I did the carts. So they asked me to come in and put her shit in the car. And it was like patio furniture. And she's like, yeah, I'm taking this to my Hollywood Hills house, putting it out by my pool and shit. If she was a little bit hotter, bro,
Oh, come on.
I would have
man.
done it, dog.
So 1 to
I
10, 1 to 10. What would you rate her at? And you were
like
how old?
under 5.
Under 5. Yeah, under
See,
See,
5
when
is
you
what
get
it
to my age, that's an 8.
Right. No, I was probably like 18, 19,
18, 19. How old do you think she was?
like pushing 50.
Yeah, pushing 50 ain't bad, man.
Yeah, right. But it was a bad 50.
Yeah, I hear you. It's,
You know
it's a
what I
long
mean?
50. It's a long haul life.
Yeah,
Lot of miles
if
on
her
those
cousin
tires.
was the one doing it, because she was with her cousin, and her cousin's like, stop, like egging it on. I was like, hey,
Yeah, but
maybe
see,
not
this
you,
was-
but I might fuck with you
But
over here.
you got to
but-
think, man, that might lead to the cousin.
Right, right.
It might lead to the cousin.
Right, my game wasn't strong enough.
Yeah,
at the
yeah,
time,
you a young
bro.
kid. You didn't know. What's
Yeah.
the biggest age gap, speaking of the age gap podcast,
Hey.
that you went out with?
Some girl, she was probably like 12 years older than me.
And you were how old?
I thought he was going to say 12 years
like-
old. I was like,
Got to delete the whole thing.
Wait, man.
Break the camera.
I was like,
Yeah.
whoa.
Hey, no Diddy, no
Yeah,
Drake,
no
no
Diddy,
Drake, no
no Drake.
Drizzy, no Drizzy, bro.
She was just graduating
Yeah.
kindergarten. Yeah, I know.
Yeah, she was my Lyft driver.
Dude,
And-
how do you, so she picked up on you?
Yeah.
How
So
does this happen? You're not that charming. You're not that good looking.
thanks, I appreciate
Yeah,
it.
no problem. You're not that funny. I've seen your stand up.
Right.
I've seen.
Thanks, Dad. I appreciate it.
I've seen this show.
Yeah, I've seen the episode you sent me.
But what do you call it? I don't know. I just be like that sometimes.
So you were how old?
I was probably like 20.
And she was probably 32. That's
Yeah,
not, that's
32.
not that big.
That's not
And
bad.
what do you call it? It was cool. She just had like a stepson, and one day she was like, "Hey,
That's
do you
rough.
want to come with me to like pick up my kid, and the dad will be there?" And I was like,
Yeah,
I should probably get
stepped
out of
out.
here.
Yeah,
I should
I
probably get
respect
out of
that.
here. But she taught me a lot about myself, bro.
Hey,
I
man,
will say.
I respect that. I went out with a woman when I was 25. That was 45.
Nice.
And she had a son that was exactly my age.
Oh,
And
damn.
we were into the same thing. Like we went to hip hop.
Kicking it in his room, like, damn.
Playing Call of Duty together.
And there was some times where he came home and I was like on the couch with no t-shirt eating pizza. And stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn, scumbag.
Yeah,
there
yeah.
you go.
Why
I love
am I
it.
scumbag though?
It's just the picture of just you, like, just.
But he didn't live there. He
with
just
the-
came over unannounced.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right, all right. Yeah, that's
And
his
I was
fault.
sitting there watching this podcast eating pizza, man. So it's
That's
good
what's
time.
up.
Yeah,
Well, if you're watching this podcast, that's what scumbag.
yeah.
That's,
That's what makes it a scumbag.
That's
Yeah,
the
that's what makes it a
scumbag part.
scumbag.
Banging my mom, I can forgive. This,
yeah. What's
You
going
can
on
watch
with you, dog?
Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, anything. You're watching this, man.
this was an
hilarious.
age gap podcast with an old white guy and a Latino.
What about you, sir? The biggest age difference that you've ever gone by?
Bro, I played. I've been in the game. I have had a lot of skin in the game. But the best one, I was 22, and she was 35.
There you go. That's not bad.
Japanese girl. This is when I got it. And
That's when you got into the
yeah,
anime?
yeah. Well, you know how Asian girls like they're 35, but they look like
Oh.
they're 22.
Beautiful.
or,
Asian
like,
women are
something.
beautiful, yeah.
So I didn't really know, but she felt like mad guilty, and
Hilarious. I got to tell you something.
Yeah, that Asian guilt eats you up, baby.
so I was like, yeah, that's
Should be
cool.
doing calculus going out with this guy instead.
But the best thing, and this is the gigolo in me, she paid for everything.
Yeah.
Like every time we met, she had gifts.
That's awesome.
Like
Hell
clothes, sneakers.
That-
you
That's
know.
that Asian shit.
Oh.
Right
yeah,
there.
so her brothers and sisters are making them. Of course she's
Yeah.
gonna have gifts, dude.
And
Right.
she was not like her English wasn't that good, but I was like super kind, like
Yeah.
and
What do you meet a woman like that at?
I met her because I was. This is like right out of a Biggie Small song. I was effing her friend,
Yes.
and then
And she overheard. She's like, wow, I need to get some of
so
that.
I was banging her friend who was also older than me, and then she came to me and she said, "My friend is banging another dude."
Oh, wow.
So she stepped to me like
Shiesty.
she made the move.
Damn.
Now, was she making this move to look out for you or because she wanted to take that spot?
Nah, she wanted the spot.
Hey,
She wanted the number
the
one spot, huh?
You see a white kid in a do-rag, you got to go for it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do what you got to do.
And the friend was
Yeah.
hot too, but it was true. She did have she had a side piece.
Okay, so you guys were boyfriend and girlfriend. It's not like you guys were just hooking up.
No, we were hooking up.
Okay.
But like I thought it was gonna get
Yeah, it was
serious.
exclusive. You guys were doing your thing.
But man, a girl snitched on her friend.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
if you're a female viewer, have you ever snitched on your girl?
I'm
and
sure
like,
they do
yo,
that
my
shit.
girl's doing you dirty. Like you know.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So I rocked with
But there's
her.
also been a lot of women that lie for other women as well.
Oh, for sure,
Yeah.
for sure. I'm Irish. Lie for Irish all the
That's
time.
hilarious. All right, last question, guys. Because
Hold on, we're out of time.
Yeah, we're running low on time.
Okay.
Has there ever been a time where you've been hustled and you didn't realize until afterwards, and you're like, "Damn,
I have a
motherfucker
great
got
story,
me."
but
Go ahead, sir.
you want me to take it?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, I'm walking through Boston Common on my way to work, and this black guy comes up to me with a clipboard, and I'm like 20 years old, let's say, and he looks kind of scary, and
Hold on, we're gonna have to cut.
no,
that
it's
part
true,
out.
it's true. I'm like this.
He said, "No, it's true." No, double down.
And he
All
has
right,
a
go ahead.
clipboard, and he goes, "Would you like to donate to this foundation?" And I was like, "What's the foundation?" He goes, "I want to educate young black men to respect white people." And I was like, "Yeah,
There you go.
I was
Sign me the fuck
up. How much do you need?" I opened my wallet. I had a $5 bill. I gave it to him, and I was like, "I think I just saved my life."
There you go, man.
But what a hustle!
And save for
Woo!
generations to go.
What
There you
a-
go.
Keep the bloodline strong. There's been times where it's been close where, like, you go to rent out an apartment and then you kind of realize that this isn't the apartment to rent out.
Ah,
And
yeah.
I've gone close to give deposits, like literally 2 hours before.
yeah.
I started realizing everything's not lining up, and they're trying to rush you. It's not a good time when you're leasing an apartment and someone's trying to rush you to hand over the money.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah. Right. Get
My
your
brother,
info
my
and
brother.
shit.
Help me. Yeah.
For you, my friend. Yeah.
My friend. Yeah.
And it was when I was younger too. When I was 13 years old, and I went to go buy beer, and 12-pack was $10, and they would charge you like 25 because they know you're underage.
They did, yeah.
So that's a hustle too, but you got to kind of
Mhm.
respect that. That's part of the tax,
Part of the game.
Yep.
Yep.
But yeah, anytime somebody says my friend,
Yeah.
they're not your friend.
Yeah, they're not your friend, bro.
That's funny.
That's hilarious,
Lou?
guys. Me? Oh man, I have to think about that. I think I'm pretty good at spotting hustle. I think something similar where
Yeah.
the apartment
Yep.
and you're in a tough spot.
Yep. You need to
know,
find a
something
spot,
like
and
that.
then
Mhm.
well, that's where they get you when you're desperate and you need to find a new spot, and they realize that and they can smell it on you.
Yeah.
And they're like, I called a guy I was moving about a year ago, and I called a guy. I saw it on Facebook Marketplace, and I called him. I said, "Hey, place looks great." He says, "Yeah, man. You know what? I got 42 people in line that want it, but if you send me a deposit right now, it's your spot." And I've been in the game long enough. I said, "Well, if you got 42 people in line, you should be wasting my time," and I hang up the phone.
I got a good one actually. This one they got me good, bro. So I
act right now.
I got an email for like a PA job. They wanted me to like be like a assistant director.
Yeah.
They wanted me to be in charge of purchasing props.
Nice.
So they sent me fake checks and had me deposit the check.
Wow.
And they wanted me to send them the money so that when the check bounces, I'm the
on
one that
you.
gets fucked.
Yeah.
Damn.
And so I deposited the check and then I was like, wait a minute. So I just kept it in my bank and then my bank was like, hell no, bro.
Yeah. They
We're,
sent it
we're
back.
closing you out, bro.
Oh, did they close you out?
They closed me out.
Wow.
but
How big was the check?
It was like 5,000.
Yeah.
And then they sent me
that's
another
bad.
one for like 20 and I was like, I'm not depositing
Yeah,
this
yeah,
shit.
yeah.
I shouldn't even be holding this kind of money
Yeah,
right
no,
now.
for sure.
I got a deal for you, Lou. I have this Nigerian uncle. He has
Right,
like
right.
$10 million.
He's a prince, actually.
Yeah,
He's a prince,
or
and he's
some-
in jail.
Those Nigerians are the
hilarious.
ones that created hustle, man.
Right,
Damn.
right. Indians took over, bro.
Yeah, the Indian.
Those are my favorite YouTube or like TikTok videos where like there was like an Indian man or woman trying to scam an old lady, or when they meet their match and the guy's like, "Oh, I'm in your system right now," and they're like, "Hang up the phone."
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
That's my favorite category. of
I've seen
TikTok.
one. It was like, "Hello, whatever scam
Yeah.
thing," and then the lady goes, "And 3, 2, 1, we are live." That shit is hilarious, man. Baca, plug yourself. Let them know where to find you. What you got coming up. And
Well,
thank you for
I want to
being
say I
here.
appreciate you guys having me, man. This is a really
Absolutely.
good time, and I'm really interested in meeting you. You're the most interesting man on the planet, man.
Thank
You've
you.
lived
Right.
1,000 lives.
He's a Dos Equis, man.
Yeah, exactly,
The
man.
2X, man.
So, Young Baca 45 at Young Baca Productions _ at Church's Chicken SoCal. Hit us up on all those Instagrams. We got a lot of cool shows coming up. We got Austin, New York, Mexico City, Vegas, and some other cool stuff we're going down soon. Young Baca Productions. Again, thank you guys so much for having me, man. This is a great time.
Yeah.
Baca, it's been a pleasure. Thank you so much. Age Gap Podcast. Check us out.
Yes,
Instagram, Age Gap Pod.
AgeGap.pod on Instagram, Age Gap Podcast on YouTube. If you want to get merch, you got to hit up our.people on Insta or go to ourpeople.art. And if you like the song that's playing right now, Donnie Narco.
Donnie
made it.
Narco, baby.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Thank
We'll see
you.
you next week.
All right. New
Peace.
studio.
Peace.
Everything coming up. New stuff coming up. New stuff coming up.
Yep. Peace.